Thank you for joining us on the LongForm Story. I'm Niranjan. This Saturday evening on the show, we bring you 5 deep investigations, long-form reports of stories that have dominated the news cycle all of last week. We'll look at them in great detail in the course of the next 60 minutes. 5 stories, each different, each urgent of the week that's gone by, but all connected by one undeniable truth, that India is being tested on multiple fronts. Stakes have never been higher. First up, our first story on the show this evening, from the dark corridors of radicalization networks putting a nation on high alert post the Delhi Red Fort blast. And then, connected to the second story on the show this evening, the Al-Falah mystery, the chilling puzzle of Al-Falah and the unanswered questions surrounding its rise and how it allowed its campus become a Jaish-e-Mohammed den. Next up, the Bangladeshis are flocking to the borders immediately after the Bihar elections. What's the truth? What's going on? Fourth on the show, shocking tale of how they stole from God. They didn't even spare God inside Shabarimala's sacred temple. And the left is guilty in Shabarimala. We'll tell you why. Links are out. And finally, to Asia's new flashpoint, Japan, breathing fire as the China-Japan fault line deepens this week, pulling the region to the brink over the issue of Taiwan. That and more on the long-form story tonight. Tonight on the show, we bring you a spine-chilling investigation, which we've looked at into great detail all of last week. A pattern that's been building for years, quietly and dangerously. A pattern that links an ISIS recruiter from Hyderabad, a mother possibly in Kerala, accused of forcing her own son watch jihadi videos, and the mastermind who lit the match that turned Delhi into almost a war zone. 3 cases, 3 different states, 3 different triggers, but the same blueprint of radicalization. In 2017, Republic exposed the ISIS module that openly spoke of Khilafat and Jihad. In 2020, India saw streets burn just weeks after speeches were made calling for Muslim mobilization. And now in 2025, a 16-year-old boy is allegedly being pushed down the same path. What you will see now is a continuum, a pipeline of radicalization that runs from living rooms to madrasas in some cases, to university campuses, to WhatsApp groups. This is the blueprint of radicalization on the long-form story.
I'm waging a wild jihad on you. I should come to you and I should give you 4 options. That man, please accept Islam and know that Allah is one. And
that is the first option.
Second, if you cannot give it, then give me jizya. Jizya like tax. Give me tax. Third, you should leave your whole country and run for your life.
Islamic radicalization is a well-oiled machinery that has engulfed the nation one layer at a time. In 2017, 8 years before the Red Fort blast, Republic exposed India's most dangerous ISIS module.
The media that is showing about ISIS is totally wrong. I said you personally have been in contact with guys. I know how good they are. Yeah.
You mean to say ISIS guys are ISIS guys?
Personally.
Are good.
Personally. 2014 ISIS. Okay. इन हर एक मुसलमान जो ये समझे कि खिलाफत नहीं है, then he is out of the folds of Islam. He's a non-Muslim.
So what do you mean by khilafat?
Khilafat basically a thing. There is no kingdom. There is no racism. There is no gender bias. There is no poor rich. Like in India, it's a democratic country, democracy. And I don't
So basically an Islamic state.
Islamic state.
Like
not this Islamic state.
enforcement of Sharia.
Yeah, basically Sharia, totally. Not only for Muslims, for all Christians, even if non-Muslim, this is good. And I say, and if I get a chance to say on a platform, I definitely I'll say that Hindus or Dalits or anyone, they will be more happy under the Islamic state than India.
Abdullah Basit admitted on camera that he was radicalizing Indian youth.
किसी को जाना है तो फिर कैसे जाएगा?
अब मैं ये बताऊँ आपको, बहुत अच्छे सवाल पूछा, क्योंकि जाने का रास्ता बंद हो गया और आदमी फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाता। तो ये जो परसों जो पकड़े गए बच्चा ऐसे इसके हैदराबाद में घूमने वाला है,
वो
वही होगा।
क्या?
हर रास्ता बंद हो गया, रूम के बाहर निकलना है, कुछ नहीं मिला तो क्या करूँगा, मैं रूम के अंदर ही स्टार्ट कर दूंगा।
परसों क्या हुआ था?
आईसिस के जो बच्चे पकड़े गए, they were attacking plants in India, in Hyderabad malls.
When?
नहीं, जब पूछताछ करने हैं हमको
परसों नहीं ना, अब जैसे बोले
मैम, you are new to Hyderabad.
Yeah.
In Hyderabad, परसों is around 1 year ago. ये कौन सा ये मंथ? रमजान मेरे नहीं का भाई, अप्रैल जून जुलाई 2016. 7-8 लोग, इब्राहिम यज़दानी, इलियास यज़दानी, the one who is present in चंद्रगुड़ा जेल. क्या करे वो लोग? They give alliance, like पेपर पे लिखे हैं all this thing. Why? Because they didn't have any way to go there.
So when people are frustrated and they don't have any way, then what happens?
This happens.
What? They plan terror attacks in
bomb blast.
In the country.
Basically, करेंगे.
A chilling insight into a mind fully consumed by jihadist doctrine.
What about the democracy?
According to me, democracy is kufr.
Is?
Kufr. Kufr is another big word, which means that if you do praying along with Allah, it's kufr. You're out of Islam. And insulting the Prophet Muhammad if you do, then you're out of Islam. The same, if you believe in democracy, then you're out of Islam, because you are giving the choice of deciding the law to the people.
So you don't believe in democracy?
I reject democracy. It's not about believing and reject democracy. Yeah, I am using it. I reject democracy.
And that's what explains why India, the largest democracy in the world, is not acceptable to these radicalized ideologues.
Implementation of Sharia in India, in the whole world,
Whole
everywhere.
Whole world.
So what happens when people?
Doing in India is a greater deed.
So what if people didn't want that implementation? So what has to be done to those people?
Basically, we give them dawah. I'll say the rules of jihad. I'll say the
Give them what?
Dawah.
Like?
Like, please accept Islam. Like, when you're going to jihad, I'm waging a war jihad on you. I should come to you and I should give you 4 options. And man, please accept Islam and know that Allah is one. And
That is the first option.
Second, if you cannot give it, then give me jizya. Jizya like tax. Give me tax. Third, you should leave your whole country and run for your life. Or fight with us.
Fight with us?
Yeah, basically.
Basically get killed.
Maybe kill or killed. Maro ya maro.
He was arrested a year later, but only after Republic's exposé forced agencies to act. Fast forward to 2025. On your screen is Fida, the woman accused of forcing her 16-year-old son to watch ISIS propaganda.
The mother and the stepfather are accused of forcing their 16-year-old son for joining IS. The boy was also compelled to move to Syria to meet several IS leaders to join the IS community. And as part of the state police constituted a special investigation team, and Fida, the mother of the 16-year-old boy, was supposed to appear before the probe team today. but she did not turn up due to some reason. But now we are standing right in front of the house of Fida, where she is inside the house. We can see her footwears and other items outside the house. Even her vehicle is there inside. Vehicle is parked outside the house, but citing some personal reasons, she did not turn up before the probe team.
She was asked to appear before investigators yesterday, but she did not show up. Instead, she handed a handwritten note to Republic, blaming it all on marital dispute. She claims her husband manipulated the child and insists she will speak only to the police. The Venjaramudu police has filed a UAPA case naming the mother and her partner's brother Ansar Aslam a key accused.
पहले भी शायद दर्ज कर चुका हूँ। अगर 5 लाख लोग हमारे पास हो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड तो हम हिंदुस्तान और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को परमानेंटली कट कर सकते हैं। पर हम परमानेंटली नहीं तो कम से कम 1 आध महीने के लिए तो कट कर ही सकते हैं। मतलब इतना मवाद डालो पटरियों पर, रोड पे, उनको हटाने में 1 महीना लगे, ठीक ही नहीं। यहाँ एयरफोर्स से असम को काटना हमारी जिम्मेदारी है। असम और इंडिया कट के अलग हो जाए। जितने भी जो भी यहाँ से सप्लाई जा रहा है बंद करो, और वो बंद कर सकते हैं क्योंकि चिकन नेक्स्ट मुसलमानों का है। वो जो चीज पे इत्मीनान रख लें कि हमला मुसलमानों पर, ठीक है। इस बात पे पहले इत्मीनान कर लेंगे कि हमला संविधान पे नहीं है। संविधान तो बदलता रहता है, कल को इसी को संविधान बना देंगे। आप क्या कीजिएगा, क्या कर लीजिएगा? कोर्ट में क्या किया बाबरी मस्जिद के साथ, आपको पता है ना? कोर्ट में कश्मीर में क्या किया, आपको पता है? इस चीज को याद रखें कि अभी बहुत अर्जेंट मामला है, बहुत अर्जेंट मामला है। हमारे पास 4 हफ्ते 28 दिन है अगला जो हियरिंग है। अगले हियरिंग तक सरकार को छोड़ो, कोर्ट को उसकी लाइन याद आ जाए। ये आपकी जिम्मेदारी, कोर्ट किसी का नहीं है। आपको लगता है कोर्ट आपका हमदर्द है? आपको ऐसा लगता है? बताइए, ट्रिपल तलाक में क्या किया इन लोगों ने? मुसलमान मर्दों को जेल भेजने का सामान है कि नहीं? बाबरी मस्जिद में क्या किया? आपकी जमीन छीन के किसी और को दे दी। ये कोर्ट आपका हमदर्द नहीं है। ये कोर्ट सीए में भी आपसे हमदर्दी नहीं जताएगा।
In 2020, Sharjeel Imam, the mastermind who weaponized the anger of thousands, delivered speech after speech, city after city, laying the architecture of mobilization.
जहां हम महफूज हैं, दिल्ली की खास बात क्या थी कि इंटरनेशनल मीडिया को आने में 5 मिनट लगते हैं, 5 मिनट। वहां अगर ये गोली चलाए तो वो वीडियो पे आ जाएगा। दिल्ली में वैसे भी दिल्ली को ये कश्मीर बना नहीं सकते, आपको भी पता है। इन्हीं की जलालत होगी, हमारी नहीं होगी। अगर ये दिल्ली में गोली चलवाए, आर्मी लगवाए, जलालत किसकी है? मुसलमानों की नहीं, सरकार की जलालत है। सरकार की जलील होना पड़ेगा। ये दिल्ली है भाई, ये फ्लाईओवर गिरे जरा, पूरी दुनिया को खबर हो, समझ रहे हैं ना? और तीसरी चीज, एक भैया लाठी खाने से न डरे। बिल्कुल। अगर किसी का हाथ टूटा है तो अलग बात है, किसी का पैर टूटा है तो अलग बात है। लाठी खाने से न डरे। एयर गैस से किसी को एलर्जी हो सकती है तो भागे, सही बात है। लाठी से एलर्जी ना समझे, लाठी 2-4 तो पड़ेगी। लाठी खाने की कला भी सीख लें, समझ रहे हैं ना? इस तरह कम चोट पड़े, इम्पैक्ट कम हो, पहन के क्या आना चाहिए, समझ रहे हैं? एक पट्टा हो बीच में, जब तक ये सब नहीं करेंगे सब, हाँ भाई, जब तक ये सब नहीं करेंगे तो सारा बेअसर रहेगा। ये चिंगारी कहाँ जाएगी? आग कैसे लगेगी? आग लगाने के लिए 2 काम करना होगा, लाठी खाने के लिए तैयार रहना होगा और बंद। दो जो स्टेप्स हैं उनको क्लियर रखना चाहिए। एक है कि सेंसिटाइजेशन, अवेयरनेस, व्हाटएवर, और दूसरा है प्लान ऑफ एक्शन। प्लान ऑफ एक्शन किसी के पास नहीं, सब सेंसिटाइजेशन की ही बात करते हैं। सेंसिटाइजेशन तो यकीनी तौर पे करना है हमें, लेकिन प्लान ऑफ एक्शन भी पैरेलल होना चाहिए कि अगर हमारे पास क्रिटिकल मास जमा हो चुका है लोगों का तो उनसे क्या किया जाए, क्या करवाया जाए, क्या कुछ कर सकते हैं। अगर हमारे पास जामिया में 10,000 जवान लड़के हैं तो वो क्या कर सकते हैं? पहले भी शायद दर्ज कर चुका हूँ। 5 लाख लोग।
Exactly 30 days after his Chandbagh and Jamia speeches, Delhi was set on fire. Organized mobs, lathis, rods, guns, flooding streets from Chandbagh's bylanes. Some even used the Tiranga as camouflage, flag in one hand, weapon in the other. They spotted cameras and disabled them. Multiple cameras were disconnected between 12:15 and 12:19 p.m., all on Gully 12 of Chandbagh. And then the killing. Constable Ratan Lal was shot dead. Multiple bullet injuries. In 2017, Republic warned India. In 2020, Delhi saw the consequences. In 2025, a child was almost radicalized. This is the new face of radicalization. From ISIS tapes to Chandbagh riots to Kerala homes. The threat is evolving. And unless India acts decisively and ruthlessly, the next radicalized teenager, the next sleeper cell, and the next riot is only one speech, one WhatsApp group, one video away.
Tonight we take you to a place that was rather never supposed to be on the radar of counter-terror agencies, and yet it is now, at this moment, at the center of one of the most disturbing evidence trails uncovered in recent years. A university campus in Delhi, NCR, that looks ordinary from the outside. The Red Fort blast investigation has entered a phase that leaves no room for ambiguity. Because every new frame of CCTV footage, every recovery, every interrogation points to one institution, and that is the Al-Falah University. A suicide bomber, a terrorist, was a faculty member here. Explosives moved in and out of hostels, we are told. Doctors doubling up as terror recruiters. Cars entering the campus and leaving just before the blast. And a digital trail that matches the footprint of a full-fledged terror module. On the long-form story, the Al-Falah mystery.
A blast in the heart of India's capital, and within seconds, the nation was placed on the highest alert. The Hyundai i20 had no number plate, but investigators traced its chassis number. The car belonged to a man named Amir Rashid Ali, taken on rent through a middleman. The trail led investigators 45 kilometers from Delhi to a quiet campus in Faridabad's Al-Falah University, the same module that they had busted just hours before the Red Fort blast.
मैं बताना चाहूँगा ऑपरेशन अभी भी जारी है, जिसके अंतर्गत एक एंटी टेरर मॉड्यूल पे काम करते हुए हमारी दोनों की जॉइंट टीम ने यहाँ पे जो है काम किया, जिसके अंदर एक एक्यूज को पहले यहाँ से पकड़ा गया था, जिसका नाम है डॉक्टर मुजम्मल, और इस पे आगे कार्रवाई करते हुए जो है कल जो है रेड्स की गई, और जिसमें रेड्स के दौरान यहाँ पे लगभग 360 kg के आसपास इनफ्लेमेबल मटेरियल है, जो कि संभावित अमोनियम नाइट्रेट है.
When the flames died, investigators found what no one expected: the charred remains of a 29-year-old assistant professor. The suicide bomber was Umar Un-Nabi, a doctor from Kashmir teaching physiotherapy at Al-Falah University.
Now behind me you can see the visuals of the building. The building in question is the same place where Muzammil Shakil, the first arrest that was made by the Jammu and Kashmir police in this Faridabad terror module. Along with him the terror doctor Shahina and the main suspect of the Delhi police Umar Nabi, they all used to stay here. This particular quarter behind me is the same place which is provided for the resident doctors or the assistant professors.
That is Dr. Umar Nabi, the suicide bomber, giving a chilling insight at the radicalized network operating in the university campus. Raids at Al-Falah continued through the day and then across the week, turning classrooms and labs into search zones.
Here we'll show you. You see Al-Falah University in this form, a private university established by an act of Haryana, recognized by UGC under section accredited with A grade. Now this is the claim, which is an absolute false claim. NACC has said that this is a false claim. We'll also show you how this university has issued a statement. We are going to show you how they have completely ridden their hands from any kind of association with these doctors. We wish to make it clear that university has no connection with the said persons apart from being working in their official capacities with the university. And here we also want to make it loud and clear that as responsible institution, we stand in solidarity with the nation and reaffirm our unwavering commitment. So this is what the university has issued, and we are right now at the office here in Okla. The Haryana police, Delhi police was here. They've collected certain documents which is connected to the university, to their ownership, related to other important, again the information is not disclosed at the moment because it is an ongoing investigation, but there has been constant movement of police in this office. We have also spoken, as you saw, we've also spoken to the legal advisor who has said that there was absolutely no association with the terrorist.
First spotted in Faridabad, then withdrawing money at a Firozpur ATM, and later the Turkman Mosque. CCTV footage maps Umar Nabi's journey in the crucial days before the blast. According to sources, Umar is believed to have visited the Faiz-e-Ilahi Mosque located on the same road. Probe also revealed that Umar-un-Nabi stayed in a rented room in Haryana's Nuh until a day before the blast in Delhi. According to police, Umar left the Al-Falah Medical College after his close associate Muzammil was caught. Muzammil is the Al-Falah doctor who was the custodian of 2,900 kilograms of explosives that were recovered just hours before the Red Fort blast. CCTV footage from days before the incident showed him at a pollution center with the I-20 car. In another major detail, it was disclosed that the white I-20 that exploded was briefly parked at the Al-Falah University in Faridabad last month. The car that was driven by Umar Nabi at the time of the blast was seen entering Al-Falah on 29th of October. And not just that, the CCTV reveals that the car left the campus at 2:41 p.m. on the 30th of October. Talking on further development in the case, Delhi police recovered 3 9mm cartridges from the spot where the car exploded near Red Fort. Police found multiple suspicious vehicles linked to the module, including a Brezza purchased in cash and later seized from inside the university. At the center of the white-collar module were doctors: Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Shaheen Shahid, Dr. Umar, Dr. Adil, all linked to Al-Falah, all under investigation.
देखिए मैं जितना जानता हूँ मैं जितना जानता ना मैंने आपको बता दिया है ना। अब प्लीज
बस एक बात बताएं, बहन से बातचीत में इतने समय से नहीं थी, क्यों? बस इतनी सी बात बताएं।
अब हमें फोन करता था, वो फोन नहीं उठाती थी। अब भाई आपके परिवार में भी रहा होगा भाई, विवाद हर घर में रहता है।
बहन का भाई का आपकी कश्मीर के लोगों से बातचीत थी, कोई जान पहचान?
मुजम्मिल के बारे में
कुछ नहीं है, जितनी मीडिया में देखी बातें दिखाई जा रही हैं वो मुझे आज पहली बार पता चल रही है, पहली बार पता चल रहा है मेरे को ये बात। ये बात नहीं, ये बात
तो ये हैरान करने वाली आप लोगों के लिए
नहीं। हाँ बिल्कुल है।
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
बहन के बारे में बताइए, पूरा मामला उनकी बहन से जुड़ा हुआ है, आप कैसे जानते हैं, कब से देख रहे थे उनकी?
नहीं तो हम लोग हमसे तो काफ़ी बड़े हैं, वो हम लोग तो बचपन से देख रहे हैं उनको। बस शादी बाद कानपुर से शादी भी थी, उनका तलाक हो गया था। फिर हमारे ख्याल से वो जहाँ तक कंफर्म नहीं जाता, वो सऊदी में भी दुबई नौकरी की हैं। उसके बाद हमारे ख्याल से वो बॉम्बे चली गई, उसके बाद पता नहीं, मतलब बहुत कम हमने देखा।
The investigation deepens. Key information being obtained from Shaheen, also known as Madam Surgeon, among her accomplices. During interrogation, Shaheen confirms that Umar was planning to do something spectacular. Shaheen further said that Umar wanted to carry out the attack in September. Watch closely. It is the same Maruti Brezza that investigators were hunting for and was later found at the Al-Falah campus after the attack with a rifle in it. In front of the car are the faces of terror, Shaheen and Muzammil Shakil. The car is reportedly one of the 32 acquired by the terror doctor module for their planned serial IED blasts. Faridabad's Al-Falah University saw dramatic scenes today as parents arrived on campus, confronting the management over allegations of fraud, false accreditation and duping students of crores of rupees.
पेरेंट्स को अश्योरेंस दे दिया है, पेरेंट्स को अश्योरेंस दे दिया है।
क्या दिया?
कॉलेज बंद नहीं होगा।
अच्छा, डिग्री को लेकर के भी देखिए कि नैब ने तो बोल दिया कि जो
नहीं, नैब का कोई नैब जरूरी चीज नहीं होती है मेडिकल कॉलेज के लिए।
और यूजीसी रिकॉग्निशन भी नहीं है,
वो भी है। नहीं यूजीसी रिकॉग्निशन।
Investigators claim the institution generated over 415 crore rupees in 7 years through forged documents and fraudulent approvals.
Today, Vice Chancellor was not available. She has been called for investigation. But since information college had that parents would be coming, they have deputed some senior faculty members. उन्होंने बोला है कि they are taking steps to protect the future of our children. एंड उन्होंने बताया ये कि एनएमसी के कुछ ऑफिशियल भी रिसेंटली थे, दे आर ऑल्सो टेकिंग स्टेप एंड everything will be done to protect the future of us. Now the question is, there are few people who were involved for which authorities are doing investigation. They will certainly come out with their steps in accordance with law. We can't comment anything on that and we don't want to comment anything on that. We as a parent were only concerned about the future of our children in view of the derecognition of our university and also because of the accreditation issues. And that's the reason we met and said ki what step is being taken.
It is all normal, no problem is there.
What they actually assured you exactly?
Everything is, yes, and they are saying everything is normal, no need to worry about.
So there is no issues inside?
Yes, no worries there.
आपकी फैमिली आई थी, आपके पेरेंट्स आए थे?
नहीं, अभी ड्राइवर आए हुए हैं, उनके साथ आया हूँ।
हाँ,
पता नहीं मैम, अभी तो मैं हॉस्टल से सीधा आया हूँ।
तो यूनिवर्सिटी के
आप लोग के ऊपर भी कुछ इम्पैक्ट पड़ा है? आप लोग
नहीं कुछ नहीं अंदर, नॉर्मल है।
क्या बोला गया आप लोगों को?
कुछ नहीं, अपना पढ़ाई नॉर्मल से करो, क्लासेस लग रही हैं 8 to 4 सारी, अंदर कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
Meanwhile, the money trail shows the module pooled over 26 lakh rupees in cash to buy material for bomb making. With that money, they allegedly purchased 26 quintals of NPK fertilizer from suppliers across Gurugram, Nuh and nearby towns. Investigators say Muzammil purchased an AK-47 rifle for 6.5 lakh rupees, which was later recovered from co-accused Adil's locker. The car emerged from Al-Falah. The bomber worked at Al-Falah. The module lived, hid, bought weapons and planned from Al-Falah. For investigators, the conclusion is unmistakable. There is a ISIS terror den operating from inside Al-Falah.
And that investigation continues, ladies and gentlemen, at the Al-Falah University. And Republic will be right on top of that story. Tonight on the long-form story, a mass movement that's sending shockwaves at the border between Bengal and Bangladesh, between India and Bangladesh. This is the Hakimpur border outpost where families, men, women, children are scrambling to cross over back into Bangladesh now. What's the real reason? It appears like the SIR, or the Special Intensive Revision Exercise, which is, by the way, just beginning in Bengal, has sent many people in a state of panic. But the mere prospect of verification perhaps has triggered this panic among those who are not Indians, those who are infiltrators. And as thousands move towards and search towards Bangladesh, questions loom large. How did these illegal Bangladeshi infiltrators enter India undetected and stay on, in some cases, for decades? And how many more will be exposed once this SIR goes into action completely? Republic Media Network is on the ground to show you the unfolding reality at the border with Bangladesh on the long-form story.
যেহেতু সরকার এটা বাধ্যতা করেছে আর থাকা যাবে না সরকার ফ্রি করে দিয়েছে চলে যাওয়ার জন্য চলে যাচ্ছে
ডাক্তার দেখালাম প্রায় 5 বছর মতন 5 বছর 6 বছর লেগে গেল ডাক্তার দেখাতে
The road leading to Bangladesh. Was thronged with people of all kinds, tying them with a single thread: the identity of a Bangladeshi. An illegal Bangladeshi living in India for years, undetected. A steady, urgent stream now moving forward with purpose. Men, women, children, crowding the Hakimpur border outpost, trying to escape the place in broad daylight. They have been dwelling for over a decade. The fear that propelled this move, the SIR. The Special Intensive Revision Exercise that is yet to take place in West Bengal.
तस्वीर है हाकिमपुर चेक पोस्ट की। ये रेगुलर की तस्वीर हो गया है। जो लोग घुसपैठिए थे, जो लोग बहुत दिनों से इंडिया में रह रहे थे, बांग्लादेश से आके वो लोग SIR लागू होते ही, SIR सारा देश में लागू होते ही अब जाने का वारी है उन लोगों का। अब SIR जब लागू हो गया है वेस्ट बंगाल में, तब वो लोग जानते हैं कि फॉर्म में नहीं नाम आएगा, वोटर लिस्ट में नहीं नाम आएगा, इसीलिए जब आइडेंटिफाई होने के डर से अब घुसपैठिए सब जो हकीमपुर चेक पोस्ट है शाहरुख नगर का, नॉर्थ 24 परगना का, वहाँ से अभी भाग रहे हैं। बीएसएफ का ग्रीन सिग्नल का वेट कर रहे हैं। बीएसएफ का ग्रीन सिग्नल के वेट करते हुए आप देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पर बहुत सारे महिलाओं, बहुत सारे पुरुष सब अपने लगेज, सब अपने सामान समेट के, बहुत सारे चीज़ उसमें समेट के वेट कर रहे हैं इस बॉर्डर को, इस चेक पोस्ट को क्रॉस करने के लिए।
আমরা ছিলাম কলকাতায়।
কলকাতায় কোথায় ছিলেন?
কলকাতা বিভিন্ন জায়গা থাকতাম, কাশীপুর।
আমরা কিভাবে এই রাজ্যে এসেছেন?
আমরা তো অ্যাকচুয়ালি পাসপোর্ট করে আসা হয়নি, ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ,
পাসপোর্ট ভিসা করে আসা হয়নি আমাদের।
আপনারা এলেন কিভাবে হতে পারে?
আমরা এসেছি একমাত্র দালালের মাধ্যমে।
কলকাতায় এসে এখানে কত বছর ছিলেন?
2 বছর হলো।
এখন চলে যাচ্ছেন কেন?
এখন যেহেতু সরকার এটা বাধ্যতা করেছে, আর থাকা যাবে না।
যখন প্রবেশ করেন তখন কত টাকা দিয়েছিলেন?
তখন মোটামুটি 5-7 হাজার
দিয়েছেন। এখন কিভাবে যাবেন?
এখন তো সরকার আমাদের ফ্রি করে দিয়েছে, আমরা ফ্রিতে তার জন্য যেতে পারছি।
কোন পথে দিয়ে আমরা এসেছিলেন?
আমরা এসেছিলাম বনগা দিয়ে।
বনগা দিয়ে এসেছিলেন? এইখান থেকে এবার কিভাবে যাবেন? কোনো দালাল কি ধরেছেন?
না, এখন তো সরকার আমাদের পার করে দিচ্ছে, আমরা দেশে গেলে আমরা
আপনাদের কাছে তো ভারতীয় টাকা আছে, এগুলোকে নিয়ে কি করবেন?
এখন ভারতীয় টাকা কি করব, যা আছে খেয়ে দিয়ে শেষ করে ফেলবো।
Racks of bags lined, rustling utensils, large families, all held at the border, trying to escape the looming fate of identification. As they wait for green signal by BSF, a more unsettling question lingers. By what means did these Bangladeshis enter into India? And how did they manage to remain unnoticed for decades? If the mere prospect of SIR can trigger such volatile movement, it is only fair to ask, how many illegal Bangladeshi infiltrators will ultimately come to light once they fall under SIR's scrutiny? Yet, in stark contrast, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has launched attack against the CEC over SIR.
आप क्या कहते हैं? आप खाली मिसरूल का बात करते हैं। मिसरूल तो आपका गवर्नमेंट का है। हम इलेक्शन कमीशन को चेयर को रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं, लेकिन जैसे बिहार में 40 लाखों का ज्यादा आदमी को नाम निकाल दिया, और बंगाल में भी करने वाला है। अगर करेगा तो घेराव कर्मसूची करेंगे, पूरा घेराव होगा, पूरा आंदोलन होगा। हम नाम काटने नहीं देंगे, हम नाम डालने नहीं देंगे डिटेंशन कैंप में। जो लोगों ने बाहर में है, हम उसको छुड़ा के ले आया, हम कोर्ट केस करके छुड़ा के ले आया। अरे जो आईन है आपका, जो कानून है, इसको हम बातिल करेगा, हम इसमें हम चेंज करेगा। हमें नहीं मानेंगे, हमें नहीं मानेंगे, हमें नहीं मानेंगे।
ममता बनर्जी ने कहा कि अगर SIR होगा तो बंगाल के अंदर दंगे होंगे, और केवल दंगे ही नहीं, बहुत सारे उसके ऐसे परिणाम होंगे जो भयावह होंगे। ममता जी, बंगाल के अंदर शासन आपका है, सरकार आपकी है, पुलिस आपकी है, सारी व्यवस्थाएं आपकी है, फिर भी जब आप कह रहे हैं कि बंगाल के अंदर दंगे होंगे, तो दंगा तो कोई दूसरा नहीं करवाएगा, दंगे आप कराएंगे, क्योंकि सरकार की बागडोर आपकी है, पुलिस आपकी है। मतलब ममता जी, आप धमकी दे रही हैं कि अगर एक संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया बंगाल के अंदर होगी, जो कि भारत के संविधान की मान्यता के अनुसार होगी, तो बंगाल की मुख्यमंत्री दंगा करवा देंगी।
Weaponizing the plight of BLOs, Mamata Banerjee, in a recent letter to the CEC, has renewed her demand to halt the SIR exercise.
It's a ground reality. Due to non provided by the adequate land
to state government, to central government. The fencing not completed there in 540 kilometer area. The lakhs of infiltrators, they are Bangladeshi Muslims, are entered in Bengal. Now they are going back due to SIR.
आपको बता दूं कि रोज ये जो हकीमपुर चेक पोस्ट है यहाँ से 200 से 300 लोगों का पुशबैक हो रहा है। फिर फ्लैगशिप मीटिंग हो रहा है बीएसएफ के साथ, उसके बाद डॉक्यूमेंट्स देख के यहाँ से उस पार लेके जा रहा है। आपको ये भी बता दूं कुछ दिन पहले भी ये जो लोग थे ये लोग बात कर रहे थे और ऐसा भी डॉक्यूमेंट रिपब्लिक के हाथ में है जबकि बांग्लादेशी सिटीजन होने के नाते उन लोगों के पास वोटर कार्ड, जो फेक वोटर कार्ड्स है, जो फेक आईडीज है, फेक आधार कार्ड्स है, वो भी उन लोगों के पास आ चुका है। अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि इन लोगों का आइडेंटिफाई करना मुश्किल था, मगर एसआईआर जब हो गया तब आइडेंटिफाई करना बहुत इजी रहता। इसीलिए अभी बहुत सारे लोग आप देख सकते हैं इस जो चेक पोस्ट में होल्डिंग काउंटर किया गया है बीएसएफ के चेक पोस्ट के एकदम पास ही में यहाँ पर बहुत सारे बांग्लादेशी अपने सामान समेट के वेट कर रहे हैं। उनके साथ बच्चों, उनके साथ महिलाओं हैं, उनके साथ फैमिलीज है।
Masked, lodged with luggage, but no one speaks to Republic.
দিদি কোথায় যাবেন? হ্যাঁ, কতদূর যাবেন? বর্ডার ক্রস করবেন? কবে এসেছিলেন?
Very good sign. Immediately they should go. They should leave Bengal. They are not Indian. West Bengal for Indian and जो हिंदू शरणार्थी के लिए।
कोई लेबर्स के काम कर रहे हैं, कोई मेड का काम कर रहे थे, मगर अब बहुत सारी ऐसा जगह है जहाँ पर ये लोग काम कर रहे थे, ये ऐसे रह रहे थे। कोलकाता एयरपोर्ट, शास्त्रागाछी ऐसे जगह में उस जगह दिनों की दिन खाली होता जा रहा है। तो क्वेश्चन ये उठता है कि अगर ऐसा इतना सारा सिर्फ हाकिमपुर चेक पोस्ट से बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठिया अगर बांग्लादेश लौट जा रहा है तो आप सोच सकते हैं क्या कि कितना लोग ऐसा होगा जो अभी तक इंडिया में छुप के बैठा हुआ है।
Following the 10/11 blast, this disclosure casts an even wider shadow of concern. And though the TMC appears hell-bent to weaponizing it, at the center of this intensifying political theater lies national security, an urgency that must not be ignored.
The storm is brewing over one of Kerala's most revered temples. Not just one of Kerala's most revered temples, it is one of India's most revered temples, the Sabarimala temple. The controversy began when the High Court flagged evidence suggesting that gold-plated idols may have been stripped of their coverings. Gold-plated coverings stolen from a temple. And for a shrine visited by millions each year, the allegations and the way it all happened are shocking, raising questions about both security and oversight and the political role in this. Investigators are now looking closely at key temple officials at Sabarimala, including the former president of the Travancore Devaswam Board, a political appointee, and ripples across political circles are spreading, with leaders from multiple parties weighing in, and the mystery is deepening. Arrests have been made. Public in Kerala is demanding answers, especially Hindus who believe in the Sabarimala temple. But the central question is, who stole the temple's gold? Tonight on the LongForm Story, we will take you inside the scandal, the political players, the left government, and their appointees, and how they didn't even spare God Almighty.
A storm has been raging over Kerala's famed Sabarimala temple. After the High Court flagged evidence of gold-plated idols stripped bare. For a shrine visited by countless pilgrims each year, the alleged theft is a major scandal.
Investigators say key idols may have lost their gold coverings, as temple authorities are scrambling for answers as court observation hint at systemic pilferage. With arrest of former president of the Travancore Devaswam Board, the body that governs the revered temple, public outrage is growing, as many fear the sanctity of the Sabrimala temple itself is now under scanner.
The crime in the theft of gold in Sabrimala came to light in September as the Special Commissioner of Sabrimala approached the High Court stating that there was a move to take the gold plates to Chennai for some maintenance work, that too without his information. It was without informing the Special Commissioner. The decision was taken to take these gold panels to Chennai. Examining the records, the High Court found that there was a mismatch in the weight of the original gold plates at the temple and the existing ones. In 1998, UB Group Chairman Vijay Mallya donated or gifted nearly 30 kilograms of gold to cover the door frames of the main entrance and the Dwarapalaga idols. Using the gold, the surroundings of the temple was also covered. However, when examined the weight of the gold panels at the Dwarapalaga idols, it was found that there was a mismatch of 4 kilograms. The weight of the gold panels in the Dwarapalaga idols was 42 kilograms in 1998 when Vijay Mallya gifted the gold. Now it weighs only 38 kilograms, and the High Court ordered for an inquiry to find out what happened. A special investigation team was also constituted, and the prop team found that the gold panels were taken to Bangalore and the gold in them were extracted and sold to a businessman in Bellary.
The controversy now centers on two Dwarapalaka idols. The door guards standing just outside the Sanctum Sanctorum, which are alleged to have lost large portions of the gold cladding. The High Court took up the case in September after the court-appointed Sabrimala Special Commissioner reported that the idols had been stripped of their gold coverings in several areas. Since then, the bench of Justices Raja Vijay Raghavan and K.V. Jayakumar have examined temple records, before and after photographs, and SIT documents in what they call an extraordinary case of suspected pilferage of Lord Ayyappa's sacred valuables. And now the former president of the Sabrimala board is under the scanner. The SIT appointed by the Kerala High Court recorded the arrest of Padma Kumar after questioning him for several hours. The case, now involving former Devaswam board executives and junior priest Unnikrishnan Putte, has triggered significant political repulse. For the CPIM, the developments have become a point of discomfort. Critics allege that the Vijayan-led government has attempted to play down the case, a charge the ruling front has strongly rejected. The arrest of CPM's Padma Kumar is a huge plot on the present Kerala government.
No, look, we have been saying this from day one that this is a scam, this is a crime, and every attempt by the Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayanji, to try and characterize it as a slip-up to protect his Devaswam board, to protect his Devaswam minister is going to be unsuccessful, because regardless of whether the suo motu case taken up by the High Court goes in a direction or not, we are very clear that there has to be a central investigation of this issue, this crime. And that an audit has to be conducted of the Devaswam board for the last 30 years, because there is serious irregularities. Crores of believers' monies and assets are held in trust by these temples, and the CPM government is running havoc in these temples. So it is very clear that what we are seeing today is the tip of the iceberg, and there has to be a comprehensive investigation, a criminal investigation, and those who have converted and transformed the Devaswam board into a board of brokers and criminals have to be held to account.
The development has only sharpened opposition knives, uniting rivals in a fierce offensive against Vijayan CPM.
Sabarimala, you have been hearing what the opposition is saying for the last so many days. Now, all the allegations we make are underlined by the Honorable High Court. Now the High Court made it very clear that it was a gold pilferage during the time of last government and last Devasam Board. They made it very clear. And the court made it very clear that this Unnikrishan Potti, the first accused, has access to the invaluable properties of Sabarimala. And he had rights to take measurements. And he made replicas. And he sold it in the international market in astronomical price. Not the opposition is saying. The Honorable High Court is saying that international level it was reported such pilferages. That international standard level theft was happening in Sabarimala during the time of the last Devasam Board and last government. Now they have arrested certain persons. The special investigation team is questioning the former Devasam Board presidents. And now also, the court made it very clear that the members of this board also knew that there was pilferage, huge level pilferage at the last board's time. After knowing everything, they again called this Unnikrishan Potti and they have given this Dwarabalaga sculpture and all the doors to him again. By knowing all these things, that itself is a crime. They know that there was a crime at the last time. By knowing that it was a crime, they are again giving this material, invaluable materials.
The contractor Unnikrishan Potti was arrested, and it was found that the crime was a well-planned plot, and the officials of the panel and the board were also involved. Soon, the Devasam Board president, the former Devasam Board president, commissioner, and other officials were also arrested. The prop team now says the prop team now is planning to question former Minister Kadakampalli Surendran as well. If he is arrested, it will be a major setback for CPM in the upcoming local body election. The SIT exam, the probe of the SIT is moving in all possible angles, and there could be the arrest of even more prominent CPM members in the coming days.
Sabarimala mystery widens with every passing minute, but the question still remains unanswered. Who stole the temple's gold?
Earlier this month, Japan's new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi met China's President Xi Jinping in South Korea. At first glance, it seemed like a friendly meeting between the two world leaders, but appearances can be deceiving, especially when there's China involved, isn't it? In the weeks that followed, tensions have flared sharply over Taiwan. A single remark made by the Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi has caused a diplomatic storm. The response from China has been swift. Diplomatic talks have been postponed. Economic measures were hinted at. And officials are publicly criticizing Tokyo's statements as interference in China's internal affairs. Now, what exactly did Japan say? And why has it prompted such a strong response from China? Tonight on the long-form story, we take you to the heart of the growing diplomatic storm that's brewing.
Inside a crowded convention center in South Korea last month, Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, beamed as she met China's leader Xi Jinping for the first time. She smiled back, a rare display of warmth between the rival countries. Only a few weeks later, the relationship came undone. The spark came in Tokyo when Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi warned in Parliament that a Chinese attack or blockade of Taiwan could become a survival threatening situation for Japan, hinting that Tokyo might intervene militarily, language far more explicit than her predecessors dared use. Beijing reacted swiftly. They called the remarks an act of aggression. Chinese diplomats described them as interference in internal affairs. High-level climate and fisheries talks with Tokyo were suspended. Reports of informal bans on Japanese seafood followed, along with a plunge in tourist arrivals.
日本领导人日前在国会公然发表涉台错误言论，暗示武力介入台海可能性，粗暴干涉中国内政，严重违背一个中国原则、中日4个政治文件精神和国际关系基本准则，同日本政府迄今所做的政治承诺严重不符，性质和影响极其恶劣，中方对此强烈不满，坚决反对，已向日方提出严正交涉和强烈抗议。
An off-the-cuff comment made during a budget committee session in the House of Representatives has plunged China-Japan relations into their deepest crisis in years, prompting Beijing to escalate the matter to the United Nations and unleash a barrage of diplomatic reprisals.
China and Japan are now facing their worst diplomatic spat in years following remarks by Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi over Taiwan. Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi, in her remarks this month before lawmakers, saying that any attack by China over Taiwan threatening Japan's survival could result into a military response, which has actually triggered the diplomatic spat between the two nations. In fact, the Consul General of China in Osaka has said that Prime Minister of Japan should be beheaded.
Economic and geopolitical expert Aynar Tengen said that Takaichi's comments basically suggest that she wants a war with China.
It's a gross violation of the agreements that are in place between Japan and China. 1972, 1978, 1998, and 2008. 4 documents were signed that recognized that China, that was one China, Taiwan is an integral part of that, and that any kind of disagreements between the countries would be handled through diplomacy. This is a gross violation of that. She's, in essence, said that she's willing to go to war with China over something that is an internal matter, and the Chinese are not happy. They've demanded a retraction, and we will see what happens. But there's already been huge economic fallout because of this.
However, to grasp the roused stakes, we need to rewind through centuries of contested sovereignty. Taiwan's story intertwines with China's in fits of integration and rupture. Taiwan, inhabited by Austronesian people, was ruled by the Qing dynasty from 1683 until Japan annexed it. Post the Second World War, the Republic of China relocated there after losing the mainland to Mao Zedong's forces in 1949. Beijing views Taiwan as a renegade province, while Taiwan maintains de facto independence with over 23 million residents. Amidst this, China and Japan's history is anything but simple. Sharing a complex history spanning 2 millennia, civilizational exchange, trade, war, and occupation. Japan's invasions in the 1930s, including the Nanjing Massacre, left enduring scars. Post the Second World War, economic ties boomed, yet disputes over history, textbooks, and the Senkaku Islands continue to strain relations. Polls show mutual distrust remains high, keeping historical grievances alive in modern diplomacy. As a result, China also remains skeptical of Takaichi on her stance regarding the Nanjing massacre.
That she does not have an economic plan. She is desperate to try to resurrect and rewrite history in terms of Japan's involvement in World War II. She's already made statements that they should not be talking about the Nanjing massacre or the number of people who died during that period. She is a regular visitor to the Yakashuni Shrine, where the remains of convicted war criminals have been, quote, sanctified and worshipped. So she is somebody who is on the opposite side of China, but she may prove something that seems to be coming true.
Meanwhile, Takaichi has maintained that China and Japan's relations remain unchanged.
その上で、中国につきましては先月末、私と習主席との間で戦略的互恵関係の包括的推進と、建設的かつ安定的な関係の構築という大きな方向性を確認しました。こうした考えに、一切変わりはございません。いかなる事態が、存立危機事態に該当するかということにつきましては、実際に発生した事態の個別具体的な状況に即して、政府がすべての情報を総合的に判断するということになります。で、こうした説明は平和安全法制成立当時の安倍総理以来、政府としては繰り返し述べてきた通りでございます。で、私自身もこの答弁を繰り返して申し上げております。政府の立場は一貫しております。
Her remarks revive these historical memories in Beijing, while Japan's shift reflects modern strategic realities: semiconductors, the Senkaku Islands, and US alliance obligations.
日方如果真心想发展中日战略互惠关系，构建契合新时代要求的建设性、稳定的中日关系，就应该恪守中日4个政治文件精神和所做的政治承诺，立即收回错误言论，切实把对华承诺体现在实际行动上。
Analysts speculate that Beijing's reaction is a message not only to Tokyo but also to Washington.
It is better to be an enemy of the United States than be its friend. Look at Putin. Look at China. You look at the new mayor of New York. These aren't people who came to Donald Trump seeking favor. They came with power. And as a result, they're getting more attention than so-called friends, allies, and neighbors.
The Takaichi-Taiwan row is more than rhetoric. It reflects a region where history, geography, and alliances collide. For the Indo-Pacific, the message is clear. Past grievances are never past, and navigating the straits ahead will demand care, not confrontation.
That's it on this edition of the Long-Form Story, ladies and gentlemen. In case you missed any of our 5 big detailed investigative reports, you can catch them once again tomorrow, Sunday, 12 p.m. Thanks for watching.